Okay, good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll give you an opportunity to come on while you are coming on. We are thankful to God for another day. As always, it's a great day to be alive, to be awake. We might be in a difficult place, but still pause and give God the praise that He is due. Good morning to you, growing and glowing. I like that. I like that. Keep growing and keep glowing because as you grow, you will glow. All right, y'all come on in. And as always, we thank God for another day. It's Patsy. Good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. All right, y'all go ahead and let's start this party. Let's share. Let's like. Let's get the word out. Thank you, Sister Tammy said, shared your video. Let's go ahead and start sharing. Hey, you all, it really doesn't take a lot of effort to share. The world needs a share. My Lord, I tell you, it's a crazy world. And what makes it crazy is the people who, of course, don't love God, don't have concern for human life. And we have to give people an alternative in this season. There's so much out there. And certainly by sharing, you're giving people an alternative. All right, I'll give you all another second or two. We're going to get started. I'm waiting on my, let's see, chat. There we go. All right, there we go. Had to ignite the chat for Facebook. All right, let's get started. Again, it's another great day. As always, I'm grateful to God for his goodness. And I tell people all the time, gratitude is built in. It's a matter of you intentionally being grateful and thanking God for whatever you're going through in life. Pause. And Lord, I thank you. It could be worse. All right. Many of you have been blessed and certainly been empowered by the teaching and the sharing and, of course, being honest with yourself. Again, as I share with you, I share with me. And that's real talk. So let's talk about it. Honest. First of all, the word honest is defined or it means free from deceit. Free from deceit and untruthfulness. Sincere. That's an interesting thought. Think about it. To be honest with yourself, with ourselves, is to be free from deceit and untruthfulness. To be sincere. And we, all of us at times, have not been honest with ourselves. In some cases, we've deceived ourselves in situations and circumstances and relationships. Honesty is hard, particularly. It can be elusive. It can be anxiety provoking. It can also be exhilarating. Being honest can be quite tricky in reality, whether we are being honest with ourselves or with others. But above all else, being self-aware and being honest with ourselves, whether or not we choose to act on our truth, is essential. Get this, is essential to our overall well-being. Hey, baby girl. Hey, my youngest daughter, Scott, is essential to our overall well-being and the quality of our lives and relationships. Let me say it again. Being self-aware and being honest with ourselves, whether or not we choose to act on our truth, is essential to our overall well-being and the quality of our lives and relationships. This is real talk, man. And because if you're not honest with yourself, guess what? Your well-being, your quality of life, and relationships will suffer. Been there, done that, you all. All of us have deceived ourselves in with our realities and put our heads in the sand and overlooked stuff. And all of us have at some point have been honest with ourselves. Let's be real, man. So here we go. Just some considerations. Number one, give yourself permission to talk about it. My Lord. Give yourself permission to talk about it. It's okay to talk about honesty or dishonesty in terms of self, sometimes talking to yourself about the reality of you not being honest with yourself. That's a hard conversation. It could be a hard conversation. It could be one that is emotionally draining, or perhaps even one that challenges you to rethink some stuff. So give yourself permission to talk about it. Number two, this is important. Engage in self-care. Engage in self-care. So self-care is the practice of individuals looking after their own health using, listen to this, the knowledge and information available to them. So why is it important? Because you need to probably do some research, do some investigation, look up what is self-care, what does it look like? Because sometimes we have a distorted definition of self-care. All right. So in other words, you want to get the knowledge and information that's going to help you to discover what self-care is. Self-care may be defined by the term itself, caring for yourself. Self-care includes anything you do to keep yourself healthy, physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, financially. I'm on this self-care campaign now at this tender age of 63 and a half. And I'm at a stage now that, number one, of course, God is number one in my life. That will continue to be. I will never cease not to love God. All right. But so let's talk about, we're talking about not God right now. We're talking about two areas for me particularly. Number one is my peace and my health. That's important. That's self-care, where you have to discover how to build boundaries or some level of protection when it comes to your peace and your health, ladies and gentlemen. That's self-care. All right. Be honest with yourself. What individuals, what situations, what circumstances have you allowed to invade your space that has in fact infected or affected your peace and your health? Let me break it down for you. If you don't know this, that stress shrinks your brain. Do the research, which enables, which limits your ability, if not handled properly, to think healthy. So self-care, engage in self-care. Be honest with yourself. If you're not taking care of yourself, guess what? Today, start taking care of you. And listen to me. And don't wait for someone else to give you permission to take care of you. That is only your charge. And what they look like, I don't know. Number three, allow the negative emotions to flow. It's all right. You have to allow those emotions to flow and to get in touch with your emotions, because that's how you're going to discover how to be honest with yourself. Don't suppress the way you feel. Deal with it. All right. You feel sad. I'm sad. That's being honest with yourself, man. We've learned how to, particularly in the church, we've learned how to just override stuff. God's gonna work it out. It'll get better in time, and that's all good. But guess what? The Bible says faith without works is dead. So you have to develop the capacity over and above what people might think or say about you to deal with your emotions. If you're mad, I'm mad. If I'm angry, I'm angry. If I'm hurt, I'm hurting, man. Hello, somebody. That's real talk. I'm hurting. You got to say that. You got to be able to connect with your emotions. And yes, in the moment of being honest with yourself, be honest enough to state how you feel. Listen to me. Talk about how you feel. Get in touch with how you feel. Number four, do your own work. Focusing on yourself is important. You have to make the choice to address the hurt that you experience. When you think about a person who caused you pain, bring yourself back. This is important. This is important, man. Let me say it again. When you think about a person who caused you pain, bring yourself back to the present. Then focus on something you're grateful for. And I was preparing my notes and I'm thinking, okay, there are people who cause us pain. And when we experience pain in the moment, hear this, bring yourself back to the present. Because all of us travel back to painful experiences. But you got to realize and recognize, I got to bring myself back to the present. I have to retreat. I have to bounce back and focus on what I'm thankful for or grateful for. All right. Number 5, this last point. Number 5, practice mindfulness. What do I mean by practice mindfulness? Mindfulness means living in the present moment, not living in the past. Mindfulness means living in the present moment. Let me say something to you. Because if you spend too much time on your past, it'll kill you. It'll kill your future. It'll kill your joy. Right? The more we can bring our focus to the present moment, the less impact our past or our future has on us. Because sometimes you're thinking too far in the future, and you're depressed in some cases where, you're thinking that this is not going to get better, it's not going to change. No. Stay in the present, all right? When we start practicing being present, our hurts have less control over us, and we have more freedom to choose how we want to respond to our lives. When we start practicing being in the present, our hurts have less control over us. Didn't say you wouldn't have hurt, you wouldn't feel the pain. No, you feel it. The emotional pain or the trauma, whatever you've been through in life, it's okay. But here's the point I'll make. When you start practicing being in the present, as time goes on, you'll discover that the hurt of your past has less control over you. And you'll start to experience freedom to choose. Listen to me. Freedom to choose how you want to respond. That's a powerful thought, man. That you and I have the freedom, the liberty to choose how we want to respond. That's a choice you make. It's a choice you make. So as you're navigating, as I'm navigating, we're all navigating through something. Let's be clear about that. We're all navigating. Be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself. All right. All right. Listen, y'all have a wonderful day. Let's get the word out. Let's share. Let's like. Let's subscribe. YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn. I mean, we out there. Facebook. Let's make it happen, you all. Let's help somebody today. Because if you help somebody, you're helping yourself. Have a blessed day.